This is South Florida Today on NBC6 HD.
The Orange Bowl Stadium, demolished in 2008, was an example of a bygone era in sports stadium architecture. Now, photographer and author Scott B. Smith has attempted to capture the beauty of that stadium through the years in his book, The Orange Bowl, A Photographic Journey and Architectural Survey. Scott, welcome.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. Hope you're the same. I know you're a Miami native, and you must have had a lot of love for the OB to put this kind of time and effort into it.
I was compelled to do this book for several reasons. The first being my parents. They unwittingly laid the groundwork for this. They were a hobbyist back in the 30s and 40s of taking pictures. Everything. They took pictures wherever they went. And I was left with this treasure trove of black and white images going back to the 1930s, 40s, and then color Kodachrome slides in the 50s.
Of all of Miami?
Yes. But specifically the Orange Bowl. They were sports nuts. Oh. And you remember back in those days, the Orange Bowl was the place to be.
Oh, yeah.
And that picture, now this is the first chapter that my father left me. And now they're going up to the 25th anniversary. So it goes right through. I created a story, a chronological history of the stadium, not of the games played there per se, or the sports stars, the football stars that played there.
And how is it, would you consider this a coffee table book?
Yes, I think I would classify that, and it's going to go down in history as a document of an iconic sports stadium, not just for South Florida and Miami, but I get responses from people all over the country about this. It's affected people who are not just into football, but in many different facets of
How
life.
did it affect you when the wrecking ball finally hit the Orange Bowl?
It was depressing, and it was very spiritual when I took a lot of these pictures. I was there alone. I had unfettered access in January of 2008, and taking some of these pictures, I could hear the crowds and just relived it.
So you actually took the pictures just prior to demolition?
Yes, I arranged all this. I had in my mind a preconception of this book and the storyline, and I knew I had to get down there and photograph this for history, because it's another case of, in Miami, demolition by neglect. Joe Robbie tried to get the city to make improvements to the stadium. He had to build his own, and now we see the University of Miami having to go to, I'll always call it Joe Robbie Stadium.
Yeah, me too. I'm there. Hard to remember what it is. It changes so many times.
Yes.
So do you think in the end demolition was the answer, or do you think that there could have been a way to save it?
I've always thought that if we had innovative minds in city government and bring the sports teams together, the stadium needed to be replaced. I work with architects and contractors, and believe me, it needed to be replaced. But they could have demolished it, and on the same site created a smaller, modern Orange Bowl with about 50,000 seats, have a museum there for retail, bring the University of Miami in. They get to still play in the new Orange Bowl at the same historic site. The Marlins go up to the Miami Stadium site, which is not mentioned much. We had a baseball stadium with access to 95, and it was a historical structure itself. And then everything would have been fine. Miami Stadium, baseball, Orange Bowl, Hurricanes.
Scott, good luck with this book.
Thank you very much.
It's a beautiful work. To purchase a copy of the book, The Orange Bowl, A Photographic Journey and Architectural Survey, log on to Scott's site. It's Scott, B like boy, Smith, photo.com. It's $29.95. You get it directly from Scott.